sec.
Hello, Blue.
Hello.
Have you used Docker or Cloudflare tunnels before?
No, I was just a little interested, so
Okay.
I'm just seeing what's happening.
Yeah, that's
Personally, I'm also
fine.
interested. Yeah, I haven't used Cloudflare tunnels before. I'm gonna ask a lot of questions.
Oh god.
I'm probably just gonna observe.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
fair.
You know, I went to Atlassian yesterday,
Mm.
and they gave out like metal straws. That was the type of swag they were giving out.
Metal straw. Wait,
Yeah.
were they branded at least?
Yeah, they're like blue branded Atlassian straws.
The fuck? Okay.
Hi, hi, Ollie.
Hello. That's very professional.
Yeah, I think I reused the template from your Rust slides.
Yep. Oh, today's Saturday.
Yep. So is anyone gonna actually like follow along, or am I just gonna be demoing mostly?
I might follow along with Cloudflare tunnels.
Okay. So, so you're gonna use your domain?
Yep.
Okay.
I got a speed test Docker container that just like tests speed every once in a while and has the port open for the dashboard, and I'll try forwarding the dashboard to see if Cloudflare tunnels works for me properly.
Okay. I've got.
But technically, I don't need it because Tailscale, but still.
Technically, I don't need any of this. This is just so that I can like expose stuff and my parents can like use it without me having to.
Yeah, for other people.
If you're just gonna be doing it by yourself, Tailscale is like fine.
Hmm. Still nice to know in case like I go work at a company and they need a private thing and I'm the one to do it because I know how to do it.
Yeah.
Once you showed me.
Okay. Well, I don't think anyone else will join, so they can just if people join later, they can catch up as we go. So this is a self-hosted workshop. I'll talk about how to use Cloudflare tunnels and Docker, and hopefully in the future you might be able to set up something like this. Oh my god. All the metadata is broken because I have like garbage media. But this is what I'll demo today. It's just like a little homepage, and then you can show the services that you've self-hosted as well. So what we're gonna do is I have some prerequisites if people are gonna follow along. Why you should self-host, how Cloudflare Tunnels actually works, why we use it and like what advantages it has compared to just like port forwarding, using a reverse proxy, or using Tailscale, and then using Tailscale instead of Cloudflare tunnels, because sometimes it is genuinely better. If you're a single person, there's no real reason to set up Cloudflare tunnels. I'll explain Docker Compose a little bit. I don't understand it that well, but I'll try my best. And then I'll do a demo setting up this basically with Cloudflare tunnels, showing you how to set up the connector in Docker and then have everything exposed properly. So, is anyone other than Leo gonna follow along?
I'll give it a go.
Okay, so are you gonna be using Tailscale or just like an actual domain?
I do have a domain to
Okay.
try, so
Sweet. If you're gonna be following along with the domain, you have to set your name servers to Cloudflare so that you can manage everything in their dashboard.
already done for me.
Okay, sweet. Is anyone else trying to follow along with like Tailscale? You can do that as well. It's just you won't have a proper domain. Okay, sweet. Otherwise, you can just run as like localhost, but then you're just like demoing Docker at that point. You're not demoing the networking stuff. So what is self-hosting? Self-hosting is basically running any kind of service that you might normally use from like Google, Microsoft. So you can host all your Word docs or whatever on your own server. You can host your to-do list. Anything that's in like Google Suite, you can probably self-host it using Nextcloud, which is what I'm doing, but my current configuration of Nextcloud is like broken. It's so bad, but it works. So, is there anything you guys would want to self-host?
Minecraft.
Minecraft, yeah. Actually, that's like the one thing you can't use Cloudflare tunnels with. You have to pay extra for their like Cloudflare Spectrum or something.
Oh yeah, of course. And you get higher latency as well.
Yeah. Alright. So, why self-host? So, obviously, when you self-host something, you're going to be able to keep all your data locally, so you don't have to worry about Mr. Bezos or Google just selling all your data. It also means that you can still access stuff like metadata tagging, AI acceleration. I know that in Nextcloud they still added that, but obviously if you're not using a machine that has hardware acceleration for that, you're going to be missing out on the speed and the features. But you can still get like rudimentary features like face tagging, object recognition. It's just, obviously the larger companies are going to be able to data better, I guess.
Well, I mean, one important aspect of self-hosting is that you own the data rather than it being tied to your account on some other platform. Because usually with Google, for example, if your account gets banned for some mistake, which it often happens actually, like a lot of people's accounts get banned for mistakes that get proven to be mistakes afterwards,
Yep.
you lose all your data. You lose all your Google Drive, you lose all your documents and so on. Well,
Average,
self-hosting means you own it.
average Lewis Rossman viewer.
True.
That's true though. Like, especially platforms like Discord, it's like they're scanning through all your files. You don't really own anything. They also changed how media works on Discord. So any file that you send on Discord, it's gonna be like time locked or something. So after a certain amount of time, it's just gonna disappear. They're not gonna keep your files around.
No. It's the link that stops
Oh
working.
yeah,
The
the
whole point is
link.
to stop people from using Discord as a file hosting service.
Okay, yeah. So that's an advantage you have with self-hosting. Obviously, just keeping all the files locally. you get to learn how to use stuff like Docker, Cloudflare tunnels, a Linux system, I guess. It's kind of basic stuff, and then also if you're using Docker containers that have like databases, memory caches. I know I had to do this for Nextcloud, so I had to learn how to use MariaDB with Nextcloud because I was really stupid. I installed Nextcloud without a database, and then I was angry that it didn't work. And it was so stupid.
But to be fair, installing a database in Docker is really easy.
Yeah. Like, I was using SQLite, and then I kept, like, I was so shocked by how horrible the performance in Nextcloud was. Like, it was, it was so slow. Like, you upload a couple pictures or something, it was garbage. Let's see, what else? Memcache as well. Basically, everything I had to learn was because of how convoluted Nextcloud is on Docker. Like, I had to set up a memory cache and then configure that using Docker, and that was extremely painful. So maybe
Wouldn't it
don't
be even
use
more convoluted
Nextcloud.
without? I was
Yeah,
gonna say, isn't it even more convoluted without Docker though?
I th- I think the only easy way to do it is if you use the snap, but then like I don't know, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So some potential benefits of self-hosting stuff is that you get to customize your system, so you can actually change um, what processor, what graphics card, I guess, how much storage you want to fit your needs compared to like if you're just buying cloud storage from Google or whatever. So it's it's potentially a lot cheaper, but you're not getting the same amount of like redundancy in backups, I guess. If you're doing a lot of media self-hosting, something that might be important would be like encoding. So you'd want something with a decent media engine. So yeah, the benefit is just that you get to customize the technology you use to make sure that it best matches your use cases compared to using such a general purpose solution from like Google or Amazon. So how does Cloudflare tunnels actually work? So this data center or whatever, it would be the machine that you're running things on. And then on that machine, you'd have there's two ways you can do it. You can have a local connector, which is like just running as a package in your machine, or you can have oh hi Audrey. Okay, so you can have a daemon that's like running as a native package, and then you can have your containers like hook into that native package, or you can have native packages using Docker. They support that as well, which is what I tend to do, because then you can just like set it and forget it as soon as you set up the Docker Compose. And what that does is it creates an encrypted tunnel between the web server you have and one of Cloudflare's data centers. It'll be the one that's closest to you. So what that does is it handles everything for you, basically, like encryption. Oh shit. It's the other Leo. Hello. Okay. I'm kind of worried because he's the one who taught me how to use Cloudflare tunnels. Okay. So the advantage of having a connector between your data center or whatever and Cloudflare is that you never publicly expose your IP. So everything is handled between Cloudflare and the user. Nothing really happens between you and Cloudflare. You send them a stream of data and they just handle everything for you. Another benefit is since they do like some magic or whatever, and then they just create valid certificates for you. So everything basically becomes HTTPS. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. And you also get access to all these like logging tools. So if has anyone used a Cloudflare dashboard before?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's you get access to a lot of information, a lot of toggles to change how your data flows or change security settings on your website or domain. So I just explained most of these. So yeah, you get to integrate stuff with all the other features that they already have on their platform. You can use warp routing with tunnels, I guess, to make it a bit faster or something, but I haven't researched much into that. HTTPS, so like SSL certificates are a lot easier to set up. It just happens. You don't have to use like certbot or deal with a reverse proxy and stuff. I don't know. I've never used a reverse proxy. It's always easier to just use Cloudflare tunnels. You can manage everything in the web dashboard, which is easier if you like using a GUI instead of like command line programs. And you never have to expose your actual IP address unless you're using a Minecraft server, or you pay, or you give them money to use their Minecraft service. I don't think you can use Minecraft with Cloudflare tunnels normally. So now that I told you why Cloudflare tunnels is so good, I'm going to tell you why it's kind of bad. Okay, it's not really bad. It's just like Tailscale is so good that you don't really need Cloudflare tunnels most of the time. I'll be honest, I don't really know how Tailscale works. I just use it and it works like magic. So take my understanding with a grain of salt.
They have a very long blog post explaining how they work, but
Yeah.
TLDR is just using something similar to WebRTC, the same thing that's connecting us through this voice channel, but instead to connect people's network traffic
Okay. So
using virtual networks.
the benefit of using Tailscale is you have to wait. So the benefit is that everything is pretty seamless. So once you install the connector on both devices, it basically feels like you're always on a local network whenever you try to connect to that device, and it adds a lot of quality of life features. Like I don't know what the exact name is, but instead of having to remember the IP address of your device, you can just use the host name to connect to it. So if I wanted to connect to my laptop, I just use like SSH vishwas at laptop, and it works instead of having to remember the IP address. But one of the downsides is you need to have the connector installed for every machine that you want to use Tailscale with. So this isn't really ideal for multi-user setups, since you're going to have to configure it for each user, and it's not great if you want it to just like work for users who don't know how to use it. Okay. Yeah, that's about it, I guess. So for most people, I'd recommend just use Tailscale, unless you're going to be sharing the service with people who you can't set up the connector for, and you don't like trust them with it. Because I don't trust my parents. They would manage to fuck it up somehow. So this is the example Docker Compose that I'll demo. Leo, could you help me a bit with?
Sure. I mean, you start explaining.
Okay, I've got two images in here. So I have an image from like linuxserver.io for Heimdall. That's a name of the container. These are just some permissions, I guess. It's just the user ID and the group ID for the Linux user, just to make sure everything works properly in the container. The
Yeah,
time
basically
zones. Oh yeah, go
the
ahead.
what's it called? The Docker usually runs as root, but you can specify what user actually is like interacting with the file system. So like by putting this PUID and GUID, you would say, hey, when you work with the file system that I'm linking via the volume, actually use this user instead. Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Wait, hello, Jackie.
Hello.
Hi.
Don't know. Don't know. Yeah.
Oh, what's up?
Nice to meet you.
Hello. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're talking about the container name. So container name's optional. You don't need the container name just for personal use. But with the
还在上课吗？
hello guys.
OK OK OK，
Yeah,
是 Masa。
sorry. Can we mute him?
OK，
I'll mute him.
因为 finance 跟 marketing。OK。
There we go.
Alright.
Anyway, so the container name's optional. It will generate one for you if you don't include it. On the services, so the services are like a list of services, and like yeah, you can have a name of the service there, like CloudFlare D and Hemidal. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, volumes is the local folder on your computer that you're mounting as a folder inside the actual volume, inside the actual container. So that's how you can like persist data even if you turn the container on and off. Ports is a list of ports inside the container that you're exposing outward as well. And then restart unless stopped means if the container crashes or if you restart your computer, then it will automatically start it back up unless you manually stopped it.
Yeah. That's basically it. So we're gonna be using the HTTP port instead. So the internal port on the Docker container is bound to port 80, and then the external port, which is like what we're actually gonna put into Cloudflare tunnels, is 8081. It's just because I have something already on port 8080. So this is the snippet for Cloudflare tunnels. They have a Docker run command you can use instead, but I just like everything being in one file.
Wait, hey, is that token still valid?
Yeah. It's fine.
You should have blurred. Aren't you recording this? You should have blurred it out.
I'll just delete it.
Yeah, sure. Later.
Yeah, that's the token for the tunnel, and then network mode host it sets the network of the Docker container to just be like the same as the host. I'm pretty sure. So that's basically it. I mean, did I miss anything? Did you talk about the volumes, like the bind mount?
Yeah.
Okay.
With network mode host, is it actually required? Because I think there might be a way to work around it. I guess we'll see once we start setting it up.
You can not use network mode host, but then you have to like say the local IP of the server or whatever.
Within the same Docker Compose, they make their own network. So instead of doing localhost 8081, you could just say Hemidal:80 because the domain name it has its own mini DNS inside as well.
Yep.
For each network based on the container names.
Okay. So that's basically the Docker Compose. I have two options for a live demo. I can show qBittorrent web UI or Heimdall, which is just like it's just a homepage you're meant to put like all your self-hosted services on so you can like keep track of them. I don't really have that many, so this is what it looks like. You create entries for all the services that you use, and then you can just easily access them in your browser. So, what do you guys want?
Does anyone have a preference?
Okay, I don't think there's a preference. Okay,
Ollie, what do you want?
I like the homepage stuff, so
The homepage. Okay. I'll stream my entire screen now, so I can SSH into my server. Okay. Can you guys see my terminal?
Oh,
Oh my god.
wide.
What? Okay. I forgot my password. Okay. So I've got a Docker folder with. Do you guys want to see me like make the compose, or are you fine just like knowing it is made?
Just, I guess, yeah, make a new one, and you don't have to write out each line. You can copy paste a bunch still.
All right. I'm just gonna take down the one that already exists, and then
Like copy paste from their documentation and stuff.
yep. Oh wait. Oh, cool.
No, you already
Yeah.
down deletes it.
Sweet. So it's dead. Let me just go to the dashboard. Time to die. Okay, sweet. So this is what I was using before, basically. That's what I had in the example. Just a bind mount for the app data, and then a HTTP port and a HTTPS port, but we don't really need that since CloudFlare handles that for us. If you're gonna be running multiple like Cloudflare D services, you might want to differentiate them with different container names. Can you just like leave out the container name and have them figure it out? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it generates it for you.
Okay, yeah, you can just do that then. Yeah, that's it basically. I'll show you how I got the first service. It's when you're trying to get Docker containers, it's best for you to just get them from linuxserver.io, because they give you the Docker Compose, and it's like it's formatted. They give you like parameters for everything. It's awesome. Oh, okay, yeah, here we go. How do I? Here. Yeah, so they give you the Docker Compose already. So I just copied that, put it in here for my first service, and then since I can't use port 80 because something else is using port 80, and I've got something using port 8080 as well. So I just use this to change up the port. They have a lot of config things you can do to change, but you don't really need to. So if everyone's gonna do the Heimdall thing or whatever they want, you just go to the Cloudflare dashboard. You go to Zero Trust.
It will ask you to create a domain, like a account there. So there will be a couple extra steps because I just tried.
Yeah. I have everything set up already, so it's like already there. After you make a Zero Trust account, you'll have to go to Tunnels, and then create a tunnel. So these are some of the ones I already have. Just name the tunnel. It's just Heimdall. So this is when it actually wants you to install the connector for CloudFlare. So they've got basically everything. Normally, you should probably just stick to using the Debian connector, and just use that instead of using Docker. It's kind of dumb to use the Docker one, but I still do it.
What do you mean? I mean, it makes sense. And then you can transfer it between servers. You can copy paste and it just works.
Yeah, I mean, where's the other Leo? He told me that it's better just to use it in the Debian one instead of trying to have like multiple Docker like services for Cloudflare D.
I mean, it's easier. You don't have to mess with the Docker networking.
Yeah, that's fine.
But then you can, like for example, Docker networking, instead of networking with host, you can just wait. I'm
Yeah,
not sure how do you
can make
specify
a
the
you
port.
can make a bridge network and then add all the containers into that.
But it automatically makes a bridge network every time you use Docker Compose.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't join. If you have two containers inside one Docker Compose, I'm pretty sure it. Oh, actually, it might do.
It does.
Does
So,
it move those both in the same network?
yes, so it creates the same network and also creates a DNS for them. So from Cloudflare AD, you can do Hemidal:80, and that would access the internal port of Hemidal directly.
Yeah.
So you might not even
I
need to
guess
expose
it
any
doesn't
ports
really
there.
matter, but
Yeah, I mean, I'll see how it's set up because right now I'm still following along, but
Let me just slowly delete this entire token.
bro, expose this token.
Yep. Alright. Oh yeah, one thing that you need to watch out for is that the tokens change. I know it's really stupid to say, but I kept copying the same token over, and I thought it would like show up in the connectors, but it didn't because the end would change. But I kept reading the start of it, and I thought, oh, they're just reusing the same token. But no, I'm stupid. Okay. That should be it.
So every time you view the token, it makes a new one.
Yeah, every time you like try to set up a token, it's like it's burned or whatever. You can only use it once.
Mm.
So now if I yeah, there we go. It's connected to the connector. You can see like it registered a connection to Cloudflare, and it's using Sydney, Melbourne. Okay.
Can you show your Docker Compose again?
Yeah, it's on the slides.
Trying to figure out. Wait. So tunnel underscore token, because like the command that Docker that they give you on the website is a bit different. So I'm trying to figure out what it actually is supposed to be. But okay, that makes sense. Oh, so command tunnel run, and then the environment is tunnel token. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't actually know how the Docker Compose for Cloudflare tunnels works. I just saw someone post it on Reddit, and they're like, this worked for me, so I just copied that.
Oh.
So here, once you actually connect the connector, it'll get you to here. So you can choose the domain you have linked to Cloudflare, and then you can create a subdomain for it. I guess I'll call it homepage.me.site, and then since we're using port 8081 for HTTP access, I'll just pick that. So I'll just go localhost 8081, and you click save. Oh my god. Yeah, this is the annoying thing about Cloudflare. It doesn't delete the records if you delete the tunnel. So I have to delete the record in my DNS.
Oh, it creates a record for you automatically. I see.
Yeah. So you just, I also just exposed my IP address as well. Great. Okay. So I got rid of it. Now it should work. Sweet. And it is bound to the subdomain I gave it using the localhost. And then if I just, cool. That's it. Is anyone following along?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it working.
Okay. Do you
So,
need help or anything?
trying to figure out. So for the private network, do you just say? Wait, so how do you connect it to? Well, once you have the container running locally, how do you make sure it works again?
Oh, okay. So like the configuration in the web UI.
Mhm.
Okay, so this was installing the connector. Okay.
Yep, I got that.
I don't think I actually did anything in the private network. So you go to the public host names, you set a subdomain and then your actual domain that you have linked. And then for this service you use HTTP if you're using HTTP. And then
All right, and then you look. Okay, okay.
yeah, localhost
Yeah.
and then whatever port you specified.
Mhm.
And then
Let me try the local, like within Docker. So what if I don't expose ports? If I use, because I'm doing speed test right now.
yep.
So speed test colon 80. Let's see if that works.
Okay.
And then you have to do subdomain as well, right? Yeah.
I mean, you don't have
Okay.
to do subdomains, but I choose to.
Mhm.
So that's basically it. We've got something deployed to the internet. Anyone can access. I mean, I hope it works. Let me check on my laptop.
Oh, it works for me.
Sweet.
Oh wait, can you set permissions on this stuff, by the way?
What do you mean by permissions?
Isn't one of the main things of Cloudflare tunnels that you can restrict access?
Yeah.
You can do service auths and stuff.
Yeah.
So you can
Yeah.
you can use Google or whatever as an IDP and put that in front of the tunnel.
But is that done in the Cloudflare dash or is that done in the Docker
It's
Compose?
in the zero trust.
Yeah, zero trust. I think is it in
So you have to make a new application for it, and then under one of the policies. So you set up service auth separately, and then under the applications you make a new policy that says like allow if the auth is from your email address.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can configure. There's like geo blocking. I don't know. I mean, what? There's geo blocking. There's like DDoS. I don't know.
That's in the main
That's the default,
Cloudflare
Mhm.
dashboard though, because that's
Wait, so
just the WAF stuff.
for tunnels, which one would it be? So there's like self-hosted SaaS, private network, and bookmark. I can't tell what the point of
Self-hosted.
bookmark is, but so okay, self-hosted.
Wait, where
And
was
then
it?
it would
Bookmark is
be
because they have a Cloudflare has a website where you can log in and it will show you like all of your services that you run, like Heimdall, I guess. And
okay.
Bookmark just adds like a thing there that just goes to your URL.
I remember setting up a cache rule, but I don't know if that was in the main Cloudflare.
That would probably be in the main dashboard.
Yeah.
Probably a page rule.
I set up
So for
you can set up like page rules. So for like Jellyfin, you're not allowed to cache copyright material using Cloudflare. So I set up a cache rule to just like ignore to not make any cache on their servers. So I end up sending like 10 gigs of traffic through the servers or whatever every day. Is it under domains? Oh yeah, here it's in caching. Oh wait, no.
For what page rules?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Where is it?
It should be on the. Yeah, there should be a link to it on the overview. I think. Wait, let me see.
Oh, page rules. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, so you can create page rules that specify things that you might want. So you can have access only be limited to Australia or whatever. You can not allow connections from other countries. I have not done that, so I end up getting like random connections from like Germany and the US. I mean, that's about it, I guess. You deploy, and then occasionally you just take it down, you pull the latest changes, and then you just put it back up again. There's not much to it.
Right, I'm just trying to figure out how to get the authentication work. Let's say I want to use like Google or GitHub authentication on a domain like this that is also running through CloudFlare tunnels.
You can definitely
So-
do that. But
So you have to under access. Oh wait, no, sorry. In settings, you have to set up the you have to set up your IDP first. So under settings, authentication, login methods, add a new one.
Trying to figure out where
So
it's-
like I use
authentication.
Google.
alright.
So you have to make a new Google application for that manually, right?
If you want to
Like
use
with the redirect
Google,
URLs and everything. Okay, let's say I
Yeah,
want to use Discord because that's easier for now.
Do they
So
have
I
Discord?
can use anything, right? Just anything that supports Auth2.
yeah, anything that is
Oh, you have to-
supported.
Right, I see how it works. So settings, authentication. What was the buttons?
Add a new login method.
Oh, login methods. I knew I'm blind. Let's go GitHub. Let's go. Oh, there's a cursor in the screenshot. Okay, I see. And then after let's say I add it. Wait, Vishwas, do you have it set up at all? Oh no.
I don't think so. I can try the one-time pin because that's easy.
It just sent you
Okay.
an email.
Yeah.
Yeah, so settings auth. Okay, wait.
One-time pin is already set up by default, I'm pretty sure.
How do I enable it?
Yeah.
Do I have to create an application for me to use? the
Yeah,
auth?
you have to make an application
Okay.
with the URL being the like tunnel URL.
What is this?
So it doesn't. An application doesn't make a URL for you. It's just a rule, right?
So the application is pretty much telling Cloudflare to, stick their WAF in front of your URL.
Yeah, but they don't create that URL for you. It can be like a malformed URL or a URL that doesn't exist in your actual DNS, right? It can be anything, but if it matches any other domain that user tries to access, it puts the thing in front of it, right?
So this you have to tie it into the tunnels, right? So like, let's say you have like, example.a.com, right? You have your tunnel, and that's all working, but you don't have any auth. So then you make an application with the application URL being example.a.com, and then you add your so you enable authentication, so accept your identity providers, and then under policies you make a new policy that says it says allow if like, so you have to make the policy, and the policy will be like actually I have it here. It's just like include emails ending in or emails if the email equals blah blah blah.
Oh,
And
right.
then you match the firewall rule, and then if it matches, then continue. Otherwise, it will just give you an error.
Right, I'll try. That's where I messed up, I guess. The policy part.
It's
So
it's a bit strange how it works. Like,
include emails, my email. Yep. Then just the email, right? Nothing else, I'm pretty sure. Policy name, test, action. Wait, so do you make a policy that blocks first, and then you make a policy that allows the email?
no. So you don't make any block policy. You only add an allow policy for your email.
Oh, I think something's happening. Yo, okay, it's working. Epic.
Sweet.
Okay, send me a code. Loading. Let's see.
Do you want to stream your screen so people can see?
Sure.
Alright.
Screen's the screen. There.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I have a tunnel here which has my speed test application on this random domain. Yeah, and it works as we set up earlier. But then I go applications, speed test, and I create a new application where it's just a speed test application, blah blah blah. Session duration 24 hours. Wait, does session duration mean every 24 hours I would have to send a new authentication request?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Oh, it doesn't let me do it longer than 1 month. It's a bit annoying for if it's email, but if it's anything else, then it's fine. Yep, speed test on this domain. I can change the domain, I guess. Yep. Then under authentication, we have one-time PIN, and nothing in the settings. And then policies, this test policy, which says emails my email, and that's it, and it works, which is cool. Let's see if I received the email.
I think you did.
Okay, PIN, sign in. Something's happening.
It's chugging. Oh,
Something's happening. But I'm not sure why it was so slow, because it was slow to load it as well. I blame CloudFlare personally. Because it works fine over other things. I don't know why it should
Discord
be.
when they have an
slow.
outage. Oh. Damn, that's a nice speed test app.
Oh, sorry, my headphones died. I'm back. So yeah, I guess. Does Cloudflare inject anything in here? I wonder. Is there anything here coming from Cloudflare? Just Dashlane. Fonts. We're being really slow though. Why is it app.js? Maybe it's because of, yeah, it's because I had thing when I have Chrome DevTools open, everything loads really slowly for me.
Oh, okay, that's weird.
Anyway, it works. Epic. Was there anything else you want to show in the workshop?
Not really. I mean, I went through a demo. Is there anything anyone needs help understanding?
Ollie, how are you going?
Success. This was far easier than when I last tried to do it command line only.
Nice.
It's kind of scary, how easy it is, to be honest.
I know.
just copy pasted, and now the daemon runs in the background, and now that I have a website.
Epic. I guess one thing to note here for my one is that, yeah, for the speed test application, I did use speed test :80, which let me see if I can. You can't see the full token here, but let me make it even less visible. There we go. So yeah, speed test, and then Cloudflare D here, and Cloudflare D should be able to access speed test :80 via the bridge network, and that's what I'm doing here, and it works. So I don't need to do networking mode host. I don't need to use localhost. It just works.
Oh, sweet. Wait, could you pop that up again?
Yeah, I didn't configure anything special. Like you could do it on your one as well automatically if you
Okay.
do whatever it was called :80 on yours. You can just remove all the ports as well. If you delete all the ports, it would still work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's just using the bridge network.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
the automatic created one. And the bridge network gives access to any port inside any container within the network, so you don't need to forward ports. Pretty sure.
Nice.
What was I going to test? I was going to see what the memory usage of this thing is like. Docker PS? No, Docker stats. So where is it? Cloudflare D. 23 megabytes. It's not that bad. Because like what I was thinking, if I spam one of these for each new container I want to share, so that it's all containerized and epic and cool, then that'll be nice. my reasoning for spamming these rather than just having one of them, or my reasoning for using Cloudflare, sorry, not Cloudflare, Docker Compose for everything is because if I ever want to move servers, like let's say I want to delete the server and I want to make a new one, or I want to like move everything here onto a cloud-hosted server rather than a NAS or anything, then I just copy paste this Docker folder and everything is contained inside this Docker folder. So Plex has everything inside a Docker folder minus the mounted stuff. All the configuration, yeah. All the configuration everywhere is just inside the folder self-contained automatically. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's basically what I have as well, but I'm probably just gonna stick with the same server.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. I'm just thinking what else is there. Because I know, for example, Serentus had a thing where he was working on some web service and he wanted to be like available for me to play around with as well because we were both working on it.
Yep.
So yeah, he used Cloudflare tunnels to just share it with me.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, is there anything else anyone else wants to ask about? Slash Vishwas, are you happy with this workshop?
Yeah, I'm fine with it, but I mean, I just want to remind people that you can just use Tailscale and avoid this if you're just doing it as a single person.
Yeah, like for example, I can go, where's my tail scale status? It'll give me my home NAS, and I can paste that here, colon
You can just
this,
do
and I still get the
home.nas
same speed
and
test.
get the port. Like, you can just do home-nas and put the port in.
Wait, can I?
Yeah.
Home NAS?
Oh,
No.
what? Oh, crap.
I don't
You
have
have
the DNS
to
installed.
you have to enable Magic DNS in the panel.
Yeah,
thought
I
it
never
was
did that.
Default. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is pretty cool.
You can just do that if you're using Tailscale. So.
You can also point DNS records to the private Tailscale IP if you want it to be pretty.
Yeah, it could be funny.
But yeah.
By the way, other Leo, nice domain name.
Sorry?
What?
What?
Saying nice domain name in your Discord
Oh.
bio.
Cats.fish, yeah.
I mean, I'd say that's it. Right? Are there any?
I don't know what to do with my domain name because I bought a spam domain name or like one with random letters. That's the one in my Discord bio.
How much was it?
Like $10 a year.
What the hell? Why'd you pay that much for like such a weird name?
Because I use it for like random shit. Like
Oh.
I remember making a thing that would technically not be allowed under university guidelines, and I wanted to put it in a random domain that's not associated with me directly. And I was like, what's a funny domain name that would not be recognizable? I did that. The service is gone now, but yeah.
Okay.
Just gotta get .xyz. They're like $1 a year or something.
Are they? Huh.
Yeah, XYZ is so cheap.
The number ones are, yeah. Normal
Oh, let's
XYZ is
see.
like $10.
Oh yeah.
I prefer
XYZ is
.me.
not $10. It's way cheaper than that.
Wait, let's see. Domain registration.
You can't
same.
buy the cheap ones on Cloudflare though.
Oh.
Yeah, buy
Because
it
they're
on
listed as-
Porkbun.
Premium, yeah.
$2 a year on Porkbun.xyz for the first year. Oh, and then
What
yeah,
about
ten
.eth?
bucks for $10 renew.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I only care about the renew price. I'm assuming Porkbun and Cloudflare will be about the same.
Yeah, they're pretty similar.
I thought Cloudflare did like at cost renewals or something.
Yeah, but they don't do premium domains, and even the cheap ones are listed as premium domains because they're non-standard pricing.
Damn.
This reminds me, I need to get off of Google domains.
Nah.
I go to Porkbun for my numbered XYZ.
I like the thing that I like about Cloudflare is that having all your accounting happen in one service is easier for things like clubs.
Yeah.
Because then when they reimburse you, they only need to reimburse you like you only need to keep track of one service rather than all of them.
Yeah. It's just everything Cloudflare has is like convenient. So.
Yeah. Cloudflare AI. No way right now. Not recommended to be used in production and traffic. Production data and traffic. I see. Cool, epic. I actually should try this out one day. Looks pretty epic. Yeah, AI gateway, huh? Damn, no requests. Would be cool. Anyway, I'll stop sharing.
All right, I think that's it, right? Does anyone have any final questions?
This was nice to learn. I learned today.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, okay. I will stop the recording and cry about how much storage